this is Dylan McKinney, and I wanted this is my first video on my channel, and I will be talking about things in my life and my beliefs and such, but the main thing I want to talk about is my experience getting bullied and what that did to me and how I solved it, which I never did because I still get bullied today, but ever since I was in elementary school, I would always get made fun of for my hair and the way I dressed. And even though other people dressed the same, I was always made fun of for my hair. And I'm not going to talk much about my elementary because that's elementary and kids are kids, obviously. But I wanted to talk about more of my middle school life because it impacted me a lot. It changed my life and my whole idea on people. I live in a more of a Hispanic and Pacific Islander area, so in middle school, 6th grade, I guess we could start there, I didn't have any friends because all my other friends in elementary, which was only one at the time, he went to a different school, and I had to, just be at that school, and I had no one to talk to, and I wanted to have friends, because I didn't want to seem like a loser, basically. So I started talking to people, and eventually I met this Mexican guy named Leo. He was okay, I guess. He would always make fun of me, though, and I just thought that's how friends are in middle school. And then another kid named Alex, which is currently my only friend at the time of this recording, I met him through my 5th period teacher, like my 5th period class, which was math, and we met, and then he just started making fun of me, and I was getting really angry, and so I went to him, and I said, "Can you please stop? Can you, I'm just trying to make friends." And he was like, "No, you're a fucking loser." And I was just really upset and angry now. So after class ended, I went up to him and just shoved him to the wall. But in 6th grade at that time, I was, I think, 55 pounds, and I was 4'7" or 4'8", I can't remember. But yeah, I was really small. I'm still am. I'm very underweight. That'll be in a different video, talking about me. So I was really small, and he pushed me, and I almost fell, and I thought I would I was sticking up for myself, but I can't stick up for myself if I'm this tiny. But like I said, me and him are friends now because apparently he was just joking and the Leo kid took it too far. And I sort of believe him, but it was also him too that made fun of me a lot. But this is where it started to get really bad. I was getting there was rumors about me being racist, and I've never said anything racist. At that time, I obviously have, but we all have. But I just want to get that out of the way. But yeah, they kept saying I was saying the N-word and the like the racist B word. And then I didn't even know what the racist B word was at the time. I didn't even know. And so that happened, and a lot of people were people of color and Mexicans, right? They were coming up to me and like quote unquote pressing me. If you don't know what that means, it means just like asking you questions in like a I'm gonna beat you up kind of way. And I kept denying it, and they were like, yeah, sure, because I was so little, I was able to get picked on really easily. And then in my 6th period, which was art at the time, there was this kid named Johan. He really impacted my life a lot, because later on, he kept telling me to say the racist stuff, and said he wouldn't tell anyone if I said it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. And he's like, do it, or else I will tell people that you said it, even if you didn't. And so I didn't know what to do, so I said it. And then he got mad at me when I said it, when he asked me to. And that's just weird and not right. And I was so confused, and like, why is everyone targeting me? I didn't do anything wrong. And people don't understand two sides of the story at all. And so by this time, I was getting very bullied. By 8th graders and 7th graders, I would get shoved in the hallway. On the bus, I would be called poor. I'll talk about that later too. And I would get called a bitch, a pussy, and all of that stuff, when I just wanted to make friends, and no one seemed to care about me, and they just did nothing. And I told the principal, the security, they didn't do anything. They just said, oh, stop doing that then. Because racism is like really big, I guess. And so they don't know who to believe. And I was getting blackmailed for saying it because people told me to say it, or else they were gonna say that I said it, you know. Sorry if I'm being muffly. I'm kind of sick right now. Yeah. So, yeah, I was getting punched, I was getting shoved, and again, I was super, super small. I couldn't do anything about it. I told my parents. They were like, dude, you can't say those words. And I'm like, it's just, I didn't know. And I was getting blackmailed, and it's and so now currently I'm still seen as the racist white kid who is just racist and terrible for no reason, and they don't ever understand my side of the story. I did have a girlfriend in 6th grade, but that only lasted 3 months, which is my first girlfriend and only girlfriend of this recording. And I don't think I want to have a girlfriend anymore, because I'll talk about it later, but let's keep talking about me getting bullied. So and at this time my mental health was bad. I was confused. I just didn't know what to do. And then summer hit, and it felt like a relief. No more bullies, no nothing. And then people started making group chats, and I didn't know about this at the time, but people took photos of me at school, just like walking or standing or sitting, like at lunch and stuff. And they were just making fun of me in group chats. I saw a screenshot of someone sending a photo of me that I took of me making a stupid face, and they like edited it and if you know Snapchat, you can like put text on the photo, and the person put, "I hate the N-word," which I did not say. And when I found out about this, I tried defending myself, but no one believed me, because everyone thought I was just racist. And yeah. So basically, my whole experience of bullying is me getting blackmailed, and just people thinking I'm racist, and no one believing me. And it's not just words that are coming at me. Like I said, I was getting punched, I was getting shoved. I remember on the bus, 7th grade, this kid named Miles, I think he was an 8th grader. I was just sitting there, and he came up to me, and he punched me in the chest for no reason. And then he spat on my chest too, and I couldn't do anything. I was just so shocked and so confused why anyone would ever do that. So I asked to get off the bus, and I told my bus driver what happened, and there's this rule where I'm not allowed to get on the bus or get off the bus after you are already on the bus, unless it's at your bus stop. So we had to get a security guard, and I got him in trouble, and that means for me that he will hunt me down at school. And that's what he did. He didn't get punished at all. He was just talking to, basically a warning, even though he was a bad kid. And I don't know. I got off the bus, and I tried calling my mom, and she didn't pick up because she was probably at work. Then I tried calling my dad and my stepmom, and then I tried calling my uncle, which lives in a whole different state, and no one answered. And then my stepmom called like 20 minutes after, and yeah. And I told them what would happen, and they didn't even take my side. They said I was probably doing something that he didn't like, and all I was doing was sitting down and on my phone, I'm pretty sure, and I didn't even have the volume on. So, and I tried explaining that to them, but they didn't believe me still. I don't know what is with people not believing me at all. In my entire life, I guess I'm seen as a liar for no reason. And it's saddening and upsetting, and just, it makes me angry when I think back on it. But yeah, 7th grade, I used to cry like every night because everyone just like hated me, and it was getting better, I guess, but less people wanted to be my friend because more rumors, and I was basically the laughing stock of the school. I remember in 6th grade, again, this dude wanted to fight me, and I kept saying no, and I told the security guard, and he said, no one's gonna hurt you. And so when I was outside, I was chased by almost half the school, or half my grade, probably more. Then someone held me by the back of my arms, and some other kid punched me like it was like one of those high school bully movies. It was so like just not humane. It's not normal to do that. And I got punched in the stomach like 3 times. And I kept running, and then I found a security guard. And they tried helping, I guess, but he didn't really do anything. He just took me to the office. I told him what was happening, and I think the person who did punch me did get suspended. I have no idea. But yeah, they didn't really do anything. The bullying kept happening after that too, so no solution. With the kid Johan in 7th grade, I got a no contact order, meaning I could not talk to him, he could not talk to me. We could not be in the same class together, we could not be in the hallways together, and I was relieved, because that means his friends couldn't talk to me either, but they still did, but way less, thankfully. I told my parents I got the no contact order, and they asked why, and I stormed off to my room, because there's no way. They just haven't been listening to me for these past months, past years. It's insane. But I've always been made fun of for my hair, my clothes. I used to wear skinny jeans. Now I wear like baggy jeans because it's the complete opposite. And I just had to change my entire personality and the way I acted, all because people didn't like it. And the person that you hear right now is not the person I was like a couple of years ago, because yeah, people changed me in the worst way possible. But I'll talk about something else that's on my mind a different time. I'll probably record a couple videos, but I think that's it for this video. Thank you. Bye.